I've said and I've said it again. Japan is a place where a certain area can be dedicated to one specific thing, and in this video, I specifically went to that kind of place. And if you're a fan of contemporary art museums, architecture, sculpture, this is the place that you want to visit. And this place is called Naoshima, a small island that is known for its modern art museums. The whole island of Naoshima is very much an art installation, in which the majority of the galleries here are designed by Tadao Ando. He is famous for his minimalist and brutal style in every building that he designed. Those buildings somewhat became the art itself. Almost every corner of this island is a home to artworks from the famous artists like Yayoi Kusama and Lee Ufan. It is precisely because of Yayoi Kusama's famous installation in the Yellow Pumpkin Lawn that I specifically want to visit this island from Okayama. And here's how it went. So I woke up very early in the morning and went straight to Okayama Station. From there, I had to take a train to Uno Station, the last station located at the edge of the sea, before continuing to Naoshima by ferry. This is the station to go if you want to visit Naoshima and other islands near it. And Uno Station is a beautiful station with its unique building. When exiting the building, I was surprised because I saw a welcome sign filled with characters from one of my most favorite Studio Ghibli movies, My Neighbor Yamada's. And even more surprising, I found many other My Neighbor Yamada's memorabilia around the station. I was so happy because this is my favorite Ghibli we're talking about, an underrated yet heartwarming movie about family. So after doing some research, Nono-chan, the main character of My Neighbor Yamada's, is actually the mascot character of Tamano City. Because it turns out, Tamano is the city where the original author Hisaishi Ichi came from. Wow, how lucky I am. So this is the port. We have to buy tickets for the two-way ferry ride to Naoshima and back to Uno port again. It costs around 300 yen. Then I took my time to take some photos inside the ferry. This time, I used Kodak Color Plus for my first roll. It is a pretty basic film photography textbook, photographing people inside a ferry. Then I went upstairs. Even on the ferry, there's an interesting art installation that you can observe. It was not the perfect weather to shoot some film. It's been like this for the past 2 days. But it was better than nothing. I quite like this photo. There are a couple of details in some of the layers, like the sculpture, the staff picking up trash bags in the background, and even the mountains on the back. Sekarang gue lagi ada di kapal feri menuju Naoshima. Jadi itu adalah satu pulau kecil yang isinya tuh lumayan banyak, ada beberapa museum, dan salah satu yang paling terkenal itu ada sculpture karya Yayoi Kusama. Hampir ya bilang Kusuma. Dan cuacanya saat ini mendung. Sayang banget gak ada matahari, padahal salah satu view teroke menurut gue itu pas gue fotoin sculpture si Yayoi Kusama itu kalau siang-siang. Tapi kalau mendung, we'll see ya kayak gimana. And after a 20-minute ride, I arrived at Naoshima, the Miyanoura port to be exact. The first thing I noticed here is that you can easily find the first Yayoi Kusama installation near the port. Yes, you can actually see two pumpkins on this island. The first one is the red pumpkin. It was installed somewhere around 2006. And what's more, you can enter it. I will show you the yellow one later on. So in Naoshima, you can rent a bicycle and e-bike. One of the main reasons I went there is because of that, cycling around the island. But sadly it was raining, so I decided to tour the island by bus. You have to pay attention though. The bus information and schedule isn't available on Google Maps, so you have to rely on the bus sign by looking at the timetable manually and deciding where you want to go from there. I really love how the residence house, the park, and the temples blend naturally with all the installations and museums available here. Since you have to pay to enter every museum here, and it's pretty pricey depending on what museum, I decided to enter only one. And here it is, the Ando Museum. It is basically a museum about the history and legacy of Tadao Ando, the main architect of many art buildings on this island. I really like the layering in this photo. You can also tell the house on the right is getting older with those stains on the wall. Then I walk aimlessly to another port on the other side of the island. It is called Honmura Port. It is beautiful. The boats there created such a nice scene to be photographed. I somehow like this one. I don't know if it's moss or seaweed or algae. It creates such a nice texture. This weirdly beautiful building is actually a shelter for people who are waiting for a ferry. Of course, I had to take a photo of it. I really like this photo. It's nice to look at composition wise. And I just had to take another one just in case. And I like it even more. The layering is great. There's the main subject with his umbrella, the boats on the back, the houses, and the hills on the far back. This is my last photo of Kodak Color Plus. From there, I took another bus and stopped at the famous point of Naoshima, Sutsujiso Stop. And finally, we're about to see the yellow pumpkin. There's a beach near it, and I searched for an interesting subject. I think the silhouette of mountains creates nice background. So here I loaded my very last roll of Lomography 800 that I bought 2 years ago. It is indeed beautiful. I love the mountain silhouette. It creates such a nice layering with its slightly blue color, and Lomo 800 is one of the best films to shoot during overcast weather like this in my opinion. And there it is, you can already see the yellow pumpkin from afar. So, pumpkin was first exhibited in 1994. What makes it different from other pumpkins that Yayoi Kusama had created is because it was created with the location in mind. Standing beautifully vibrant with its yellow color at the edge of an old pier, surrounded by the blue of the ocean and the green of the trees. It was designed with the knowledge that it would be the first pumpkin to be displayed outside at that time, and it is indeed beautiful, such an extraordinary view. It is also interesting to see how other tourists react and take photos in front of the sculpture. There are a lot of photos already showcasing the pumpkin in sunny weather and a clear blue sky. But having this kind of weather is okay, I guess, because it means I create a different photo from what was already out there on the internet. I really like it. The green and blue tone that can only be created during overcast weather with Lomo 800 is the thing that I like the most from this photo. The pumpkin stands beautifully in the center of the frame. The cloud that creates an illusion of a mist covering the mountains make this photo look more moody and calming in a way. I took 2 photos just in case, and I like them both. And from afar, I saw a heron at the beach. I walked after it, but sadly, it flew away. From Sutsujiso stop, I took another bus to Lee Ufan Museum, a museum dedicated to the work of Lee Ufan, a Korean minimalist painter and sculptor. Again, it was designed by Tadao Ando. But again, since I had to pay to enter the museum and I didn't want to, I just explored the garden that is located across from the museum. It also has many art installations that I can enjoy. This brutal minimalist rock and column was designed by Tadao Ando. And this arc sculpture that creates such a nice gate to see the sea in front of it was designed by Lee Ufan himself. I'm not really a fan of brutal minimalist design like this, but seeing it being built with the environment around it in mind, it feels like we can immerse ourselves with the environment and enjoy the view even more. And I feel like I can portray it really well within my photo. There are many things going on in every layer, from the sculpture itself, the path in the middle, the bushes on the left and right, a sea that we can look straight from the middle of the sculpture, the misty mountains, and the cherry on top. You can see the boat on the left. I really wish I had captured it when the boat was in the middle, but this is good enough. Walking further down, there's a path that directs you to the beach. I like this photo. It's just a simple landscape photo, but with the idea of wanting to keep the boat inside the frame. Finally, the boat was perfectly framed in the middle. It really reminds me of Shigeru's album cover, Valtari, which is an album that I personally really like and have a special place in my heart. And in this photo, you can see Ozuchi Island on the left. It is somehow a famous island that we can see from almost anywhere in the neighboring islands, including Naoshima, just because it has a shape like an onigiri. No one lives there though. There are other museums in between this museum and located near each other, which are Chichu Art Museum and Benice House. But I didn't have the time to explore all of it and I didn't want to pay either. So I took a bus and went back to Miyanoura Port to go back to Uno Station. It is a smaller boat compared to the first ferry that I took to get to Naoshima, and I shot my remaining Lomo 800 inside the boat. It is such a shame. The moment I left Naoshima, the weather started to look good, so I took some photos around Uno before going back to Okayama. This is the front of Uno Station, which I forgot to photograph in the morning. And here's another Nono-chan from the Yamadas. Inside the station, there's a souvenir shop and they sell my neighbor Yamada's curry. Of course, I bought it. And here's another Anpanman stamp that I found in Okayama Station. After arriving at Okayama Station, I went straight to my hotel to take my luggage, and went back to the station to go to my next city, which was Osaka. But before that, on my way, I took some of my last photographs in Okayama. This film can create such a nice saturated color, and I like the color in this photo. I like the building and the clear blue sky above it. And this is my last photo of Kodak Vision 50D. and it turns out to be my favorite. I didn't realize there was a pole in the middle of the frame while taking that photo. I just wanted to take a photo of that stuff opening the taxi door. It becomes a nice addition in the photo. This is my last day of using my Kansai Wide Area Pass, and the Shinkansen from Okayama to Osaka is also covered within this pass. Using the Shinkansen from Okayama to Osaka only took around 45 minutes. It is a short ride indeed. After I arrived at Osaka, I went straight to the hotel to store my luggage and went out again to visit Notonbori. While waiting for the train, I used my Sony RX100 to take some pictures there. I also loaded Ilford Delta 3200 just in case, but the result was bad within that one roll. I don't actually like Notonbori. It is dirty, filled with garbage, so crowded, and there are a lot of annoying people there. Just another tourist trap that you might want to avoid. But that's just me, don't take my word for it. I went there just for the sake of taking street photos. I like this photo. It is amazing that this small camera can be such a perfect camera for street photography. I encountered something that I never thought I would actually witness. A real-life bosozoku, or Japanese motorbike gang. They were so loud. I took photos of them with Delta 3200, but it didn't turn out right. After that long tiring day, I went back to my hotel. And this is me, exiting the gate after riding the last free train using my train pass because it will expire tomorrow. And that's it for today's video. It was such a memorable experience having to visit an island I never thought of visiting before. So, what are your thoughts about this video? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And as usual, if you like this video, don't forget to like it. And if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe. And see you on my next video.